What's up, guys? And welcome. I do not remember which episode this is, but we are bringing you another Star Wars episode. I'm Baymaster, joined here with my buddy Tyler, my buddy Luke, and we're pretty much gonna just go over something. We'll figure it out.
Exalted ones. My name is Luke, not the Skywalker type. I wish.
Dude, just change your name already.
Hello, my name is Tyler. Yeah. Not much else to say.
Well, let me fill them in since everyone's camera shy. We're going to be talking about The Force Awakens and why we think it sucks. Does that sound about right?
You know what? We're putting that as the title.
The Force Awakens and why it sucks?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, right on, man. I'm cool with that.
All right. Well,
honestly, if we could talk about like why The Force Awakens sucks, we could start on any place in any part of the movie, and then we can go on there forever.
Pretty much.
See, that's why I kind of want to do it chronologically. I got the movie pulled up here. I'm just gonna have it on play on mute so I can kind of keep my head on track and don't go into side tangents because I'm known to do that.
Yes.
Anyways, I think we should introduce ourselves. Like Andrew said, my name's Luke, and I'm pretty much a long-time Star Wars fan my whole life. I don't even really have a first-time watching Star Wars memory. It's just kind of always been there. I knew who Darth Vader was probably before I could walk, if I'm honest. Something I used to watch with my dad growing up. Yeah, just a huge fan. You?
They already know me, so.
Yeah, Tyler, what you got?
Yeah, no, I'm Tyler. I've been a Star Wars fan ever since I was a kid. Basically, I grew up in a household where Star Wars has been a part of my life, as much as I have pretty much breathed, basically.
Yep.
Owning the original Star Wars trilogy special edition on VHS and all that, I grew up watching the original trilogy, and I've always been a big fan of like the lore behind all of the Star Wars universe that was very extensive, even for 2008 standards and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, we're all prequel kids, by the way.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, we are.
I mean, I grew up watching the prequels, but my first series was most definitely the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the same. Growing up, I was a little more into the original trilogy just because I had them on VHS. But I do remember watching Revenge of the Sith in theaters when it came out. Of course, I was a little kid, but man, that was a cool experience when you couldn't even go into a gas station without seeing Darth Vader merchandise everywhere. Those were good times.
Yo. Okay, hold on. I just want to add this one little thing because what you just mentioned. So, I think Mississippi State, Ole Miss. I don't remember what. No, it's Ole Miss. So Ole Miss is University of Mississippi or whatever, some shit like that. So they're known as the Rebels. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you mentioned Darth Vader being everywhere in gas stations. You literally go into a gas station here, and there's Darth Vader, all right? But there's Darth Vader merchandise, but get this. Underneath it says Rebels.
No way.
No, dude, next time I go, I will send a picture. I'm not fucking kidding.
Somebody didn't do their homework?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it must have been a third-party company that did that.
Yeah,
sure.
Most definitely. But still, funny as fuck.
Why isn't he a Yank or some shit?
Yeah, I don't watch any of them Star Treks.
So I don't know who Spock is. Is that Spock?
So I got a question for you guys. Back in I don't know, what was it, 2014, when The Force Awakens was announced. Did you guys hear about that, or did you see the trailer first? If you did hear about the announcement, how did you feel about it?
Shit. Honestly, I think I remember hearing, "Hey, they're coming out with the new Star Wars," and me being the Star Wars fanatic, just being like, "Oh, fuck yeah, Star Wars, let's go!"
Yeah, yeah.
That's
okay.
about it. That's all I remember from that far. I mean, I was only 14 then, so
Right.
I don't remember much, because school
Tell us
and,
about you, man.
teenage mind, it's kind of dumb. Hasn't
We were
changed
too young
much
to make
since
our own
then,
decisions.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember Star Wars, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a little bit of a different reaction. I did have that. I did kind of have that reaction of like, yeah, fuck yeah, more Star Wars coming out. This is gonna be awesome. Like for me, like as a kid, me being the type of kid was nerdy, a really big geek on like lore and stuff like that. I'm like, hell yeah, more opportunity for like lore and new characters and stuff like that. I was always interested in like lore.
Right.
That's my type of thing. And also, I also really liked lightsaber combat and stuff like that. So
Which
I
is
was
how.
actually pretty excited for it.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you, man. I'll say that when I saw it, I think it was something on Facebook. There was some article. This was like right after Disney had bought Star Wars, which, at the time, I didn't really. I felt pretty indifferent about that because, George Lucas was getting old, or I mean, he's not really that old, right? But we were told, oh, he's too old. He's got to sell it, and he did. And they wiped out the expanded universe. But here's the thing, man, I hated reading growing up, so I had no attachment to the expanded universe at the time. I wasn't really exposed to it. I didn't even know about like the old Republic games and stuff. This is
Those
not something
games.
I was exposed to. It was all the movies and a little bit of the Clone Wars TV show, and mostly the toys. Man, I was always all about the Force and lightsaber combat, kind of like you said. But when it was announced, I remember I was reading the article about how there's gonna be a new Star Wars movie. They didn't call it The Force Awakens. It's just Episode 7 is what was announced. And I looked at my dad and I was like, I guess they're making a new Star Wars movie. And he goes, oh, that's dumb. And I said, yeah, I don't know what the hell it would be about. And he said, yeah, how is it Episode 7? I mean, if they're going back in time, I guess that makes sense, like they did with the prequels. But that was pretty much it. We felt kind of pessimistic about it. I guess it was like I'll see it when I believe it kind of thing. And then there was the teaser trailer, and all I remember was a snowy forest, and then all of a sudden a three-bladed lightsaber comes out, and we're all like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever.
Was that scene the teaser? Dude, that was so long ago. I don't remember anything from that one.
I know, man. 2015. That was it was a long time
7
ago.
years ago.
Are you talking about that frame? There's like few frames of Kylo Ren just like stumbling through the forest, and he just like thrusts his lightsaber out and he ignites it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Literally that
that's
scene.
what I remember, and
like-
it probably said Star Wars on it or something. I don't remember, but I was excited, and then I guess that was kind of my initial exposure to the expanded universe. I actually met somebody at school who, well, let me back up a little bit. Growing up in my elementary and middle school, I was kind of the weird kid for liking Star Wars. Most kids wanted to play football.
You still are.
Yeah.
What? I'm kidding.
But
Fucking nerd.
for some reason in high school, man, it was totally different. I was a senior in high school at this point when The Force Awakens was coming out, but everybody was excited about Star Wars, and we were all talking about it just at school and stuff, man. And this dude came over and he showed me Knights of the Old Republic, and he gave me a few books to read. He's like, man, you got to check this out. You got to know about Revan. You got to know about Darth Bane. And I became pretty much obsessed all over again. I fell in love with Star Wars all over again. I was so happy that Star Wars was back, So that's pretty much what I remember until the movie came out, and we'll get to that.
So, before we go any deeper into this movie, I think we should go into a little bit more of ourselves and kind of explain how we all met.
You know what? I agree. That's actually a cool story.
Because Tyler, you mentioned the lightsabers and lightsaber combat, and that it sparked my memory of how we all met.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you mind if I know
you
I'm
want to start?
all the talking. Yeah.
All right, go
I
ahead.
love this story, man. It's a good memory
Man,
for
the
me.
myth, the legend.
So, Force Awakens comes out 2015. As you can imagine, I'm getting into the lightsaber hobby, right? Saber Forge, Ultra Sabers, all that. I fell down the rabbit hole into that whole hobby. So, yeah, I had a few, and then, not a few beers, but I had a few lightsabers, right? And then we get to Fort Lewis. You fast forward, I don't know, God, 5 years, I want to say.
Fucking
Right?
no, it was 2018, 2018 when we met. It was the end of 2018.
Okay, so 2018, right? I'm stationed out here doing Army shit, whatever, and my boy Andrew shows up. He's new to the unit, and he's talking about like Power Ranger stuff and Star Wars stuff and all the stuff that I like too. And I'm like, dude, that's really cool, man. And I think I showed him a picture of my lightsaber.
Told me
Like,
he showed them all, or he showed me one of them. I don't remember which one it was. It was your red one.
Saber Forge Acolyte, and it was in red. I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
it was the red one.
And he
look,
said, dude, I've always wanted one of those things, man. I just never met anybody who had
and look. So, I'm a brand new private. All right, I've got money that I just want to spend because I'm young, dumb, and have fucking money. So, we're literally in a class on how to drive a certain vehicle. We don't need to go into what vehicle, but we're literally in that class, standing against a fence, waiting for our turn, just talking about this shit. So I'm like, where did you get this? So he tells me, and boom, I go straight to saberforge.com and order a fucking lightsaber right then and there. It gets here 2 months later. Because that was like December time, something like that, and then I get it in February. I get it late, like mid-February, late February, I don't remember. And instantly, I go over to his house because he's married, unlike us other two dumb fucks. So
yeah, always get married before the Army. I'm just kidding. That's terrible advice. I was married before the Army.
But so
I don't regret my decision.
he's oh wait, Tyler, you aren't you? I forgot.
I'm engaged,
okay, same thing. Just not getting paid for it now.
No, not yet.
So
anyways, continue.
I instantly go over to his house and we just start dueling. All right. Fast forward, what was it? 6-7 months? It was it was a long time before we got into the groups with everyone else.
Well, yeah, because check it out, man. It was just you and me for a while, and you and I are just like buying more lightsabers, and we're coming to my house. We're coming to my house all the damn time, and I mean after work just dueling because. And here's the thing, right, Andrew? You got like karate experience and a little bit of training with the bow staff. Okay,
self-taught, but yeah.
You kind of had your own style, whereas I, grandmaster myself, completely internet self-taught.
Hey, I was the same way. I taught myself through watching movies.
Right. Well, me too. But I knew the Obiani twirl. I knew a little bit of kendo, a little bit of HEMA, just stuff that I learned from YouTube tutorials. Right. I never had any formal training, but we kind of had a completely different style. So it just made it a lot of fun. We would duel, and it looked good. It looked flashy.
Yes.
I mean, at least we thought it looked good. In our minds, it was probably way cooler. But,
well, to be honest, though, me and you, because since we were dueling a lot longer than like Tyler was, or Tony, or Michael, or anyone else that ended up joining us to become part of the Force Council, which is what it says in the corner. It's what we pretty much... Well, no, we were the Saber Boys, but we ended up coming up with becoming the Council becoming
Right.
our own little Jedi Council, and then I was like, well, we're not all Jedi. Obviously, the red. So, Force
how
Council.
we met Tyler, though. Check this out. Like, we would go to the barracks all the time. And
No, we didn't meet Tyler that way.
No, I know. I'll get to that.
Oh,
First,
we met you through
No.
Dallas.
yeah,
We met you through Dallas.
yes,
Gerard.
Yeah,
my neighbor. So my neighbor likes giving me shit about lightsabers. He's like, man, you're a grown man playing with this and that. You know, some salty dude who doesn't care about anything because he's a
But
savage
cars.
man. Yeah, that's right. If you're hearing that, I'm just
Yeah. A broken veteran.
Anyway, he sends me a message. He's like, I know this guy at work. He would kick your ass in a lightsaber fight. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So he sends Tyler probably the same message, I imagine, something like that. And then Tyler shows up to my house one day because he goes to see my neighbor, and he's got a lightsaber. And we're like, dude, what's up, dude? It's just like,
But
bro,
yeah, that's not where I
we
first
both
met
had
you guys.
lightsabers. It was cool.
Yeah, it is.
Say what?
That's when I first met you.
That's where you. Oh, that's not how I remember it, though. I remember a completely different way because I hope you don't mind me telling what I remember exactly.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, go for it.
So there was this guy at work that had found out found out about my passion for Star Wars, and like I had ordered a lightsaber back in November 2019. And
Yeah.
I had it about around or so for a couple months already, and my buddy, his name was Eccles. He was like, "Hey, yeah, there's you remember Gerard, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Yeah, well, his neighbors, they go out, they fight each other with lightsabers and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, really? Do you mind? Thanks for telling me that." So I get up with Dallas, and I asked him like, "Hey, can you link me up with these guys? I'd like to hang out with these guys sometime." And then Gerard's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll link you up with these guys." And then I meet up with. I remember the first time that I had met up with you guys. I was walking into the barracks area, where we would first usually do our duels at, and I was thinking, is this gonna be some sort of prank? There's no fucking way, because I remember hearing something about.
So, okay.
I was like,
Yeah, no, you showed up to my barracks. That's where we met, but we met through Gerard. So we just had the place wrong.
oh,
Well,
okay,
what I remember
Because I
is that
remember
was
he
the
was
second time.
I don't know, man. That was so long ago for us. On how much we've grown together.
Let me tell you, man.
I could not forget that day because I walked in and I said, "There's no way these guys who also do cosplay. They gotta be fucking with me." And then I
But
see
don't you remember coming
wearing
to his
fucking
house?
Darth Vader? Huh?
Don't
Yeah.
you remember
Oh, yeah.
going to his? That's how I met you the first time, but I don't think you met everyone else. I think I told you about the barracks.
Yeah.
And then we all met up, and then that's when I had the fucking Darth Vader outfit on.
Yes. Oh, those were good times. I still have all those videos.
Yeah, the first time we did anything was at the barracks, but you and I personally met here at my place through Gerard. That's what I remember. Whatever.
Something or other. It happened. We've been known just for a while now. That's it.
You know, I was drunk half the time anyway, dude. My memory might be shit.
But yeah, that's how we all met. Is through lightsaber dueling.
Well,
Me and
wait.
Luke.
There's more.
Well, wait. There's more.
Wait,
But
wait.
I'm not done yet.
Because we're all at the barracks dressed in freaking costumes.
Yep.
Grown ass. I'm sorry, I gotta laugh about that. My short 5'8" ass is wearing a Darth Vader outfit.
Whereas I'm dressed like
Everyone
Obi-Wan.
else comes out- Everyone else comes out and
And just sweatpants, hoodies, jeans.
Yeah.
And it's just
And-
being him and these full fucking Star Wars get-ups. Full
And we
on
went
going at it.
ham. Dude, we did so much like drunk dueling. Well, I was drunk. And CQ was coming out and they're giving us shit, recording us. And then the guys at the barracks next to us, they all come down with freaking like Black Series replicas and everything. I was like, no fucking way.
So,
Yeah, that's when we met DeWitt, wasn't it?
yeah,
I think
so So we had one guy show up, like he's walking to his barracks. Yeah, it was Tony. So Tony's just like, he screams out DeWitt, which is our other buddy now. He's like, that's not DeWitt. Who are you? And so he comes over and we start talking, and he's like, I've got my own. I'll go grab him. So he runs up to his room and comes back out with 3 other lightsabers, which were all the Black Series, which couldn't duel with ours because ours are stronger. Stronger plastic, so it could break those ones along with the LEDs, which we did. We ended up doing that quite a bit. Luke, I think you had one that just completely went out of LEDs. Like everything else still worked, just the LEDs were out.
Yeah, I got it right here still. It was my Darth Maul build.
Yeah.
Somebody used it, and dude, the foam, the LED just flew out the damn thing.
Yep.
It looked like my lightsaber grew 7 feet that day.
Oh, speaking of which, did you hear about how I broke my first lightsaber?
No.
I think
It's
so.
my first.
I think so, but
My first ever baby, like the one I just mentioned, it's the Heretic with a 37-inch
Orange.
and my orange one, my favorite one. I was twirling it around because I was on Mega fucking around, and I had smacked the tip of my lightsaber up against my bedpost over here, and then the insides of it flew out everywhere, and now.
Oh.
Yeah.
so
Now all I have is basically a super strong flashlight.
Rip, bro. Yeah.
I just got my sabers back, and me and my roommate literally go outside to duel 3 or so nights later, and all the tips end up breaking.
Yeah, dude, the tips are terrible about that. I mean, they do everything they can to make those things strong as hell, but when it's 2 pieces, there's only so much you can do. You know?
But
especially we're
nonetheless,
not really,
it's still fun.
Good with our form, we kind of just baton them against each other, which, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like smacking it together like a broadsword against like metal plate armor or anything like that. It's just
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Well, anyways, that's pretty much how it all started. I mean, we get together on weekends, and you know that's the best part, man, is when everybody was at the barracks. You know, people who weren't really part of the group. Some people would come out who were still into Star Wars a little bit, and they're like, "Dude, that's cool. Can I try it?" And you know, they join in sometimes. It was always in good fun, you know. Just a bunch of grown-ass men living childhood, you know. I
Yep.
thought it was fun. It was really cool.
And then I think me, Tyler, and Tony me and you, Luke, decided, hey, let's make a tournament out of it. And so we all met at your place, made a tournament, and then we all 4 of us ended up talking and was like, hey, let's make this into like an actual competitive thing. And so we made what I call the list.
A rank structure.
Yeah, a full rank structure decided by that tournament. Luke had me and Luke were probably the best 2.
Toe to toe, grandmaster the whole time.
Yeah, I don't even remember how we originally had it, because when I was reading the rules a few months ago when I was still in Korea, trying to bring up the list and bring it into Korea, which everyone that was wanting to join is now out of there, except for you, Tyler. But so when I was reading it, I had completely different rules than what we had around the time I left Washington. But the way that we had it, I think the only reason you won that original match is because I got fucking tired. Because when I looked at how that was a long type of session.
Well, I just want to put this out there because I need to flex a little bit. Nobody ever beat me.
No. I was so close to it.
No one ever did. You did. And there was a point where I got a little rusty and you kept challenging me. And I'll admit, I bitched out. I was like, nah.
Nah, I'm gonna back out of this list, and so it bumped me up automatically because he just quit the list. So I was instantly it. No one else could beat me. But Tyler here, when I was leaving for Korea, kicked my fucking ass.
Yeah.
In a match, which I was trying. I did not want anyone to take my spot. I wanted to give it to them when I left, but that did not work.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the times we went to Oregon to go to Saberforge and the Star Wars store at that mall?
I wish I could have gone with you guys. Oh, fuck. I was too busy with work, man. Work was kicking my ass.
Well, dude, once COVID hit, they shut it down anyway, so we made like 2 attempts because we heard the store was going to be back open and never was. I mean, it's not really your fault, dude. It was kind of COVID. There were many opportunities we could have done it, but they were closed.
And now that we're all pretty much going to be fucking out of there,
yeah.
Once Luke's out of there, which they still won't be open, because what, they don't open till fall, right?
I have no idea. I hear something different all the time.
Yeah. I heard fall, so I want to say around fall they're going to open back up in an even bigger store.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've been rebuilding the whole thing. Yeah, I'll never see it, but...
Well...
Anyways, good times, man.
Yeah.
So, now that we got that out of the way, you guys want to...
Yeah, I was about to say, we're 26, almost 27 minutes in. We might want to jump back to the actual...
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, dive into this shithole.
So, I'm going to look through our message real quick.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking points, and I still didn't write down a full-on list of all the things I wanted to get out there.
Yeah, neither did I. That's why I was kind of wanting to use the recordings that we sent in earlier and all the stuff like that. Okay, so that's all stuff on Book of Boba.
Okay, well, then one more question for you guys, and I'll go first. What were your thoughts, feelings, opinions, emotions after you saw The Force Awakens for the first time, right? Without anything that came afterwards, just that first initial experience. And I will say, I was head over heels in love. I loved that movie. I will say, there are 2 things that bothered me a little bit about it, but they didn't actually bother me until I thought about it later. One of them was the use of comedy. I did not like the snarky, the little funny moments that were just polluted all over the movie, right? But yeah. I was like, you know what? It's okay because Star Wars is back. This is meant to be a lighthearted, fun, awesome, adventurous movie. And so they're just throwing some comic relief in there. The whole trilogy won't be like this. Which I was wrong. But,
I was gonna say.
Pass, The second thing, man, was when Rey goes up against Kylo Ren, the big baddie who's supposed to be taking over Vader's throne, ruler of the galaxy, the Dark Lord. This dude gets his ass handed to him
from a nobody
by
at this time.
Who didn't know what the Force was 5 minutes ago, and I understand the whole, even the symbolism where she's shoving his lightsaber in the ground and hers is up in the air. It's supposed to be a symbol of light will prevail. I understand. It's beautiful. I get it, but it doesn't work because this is the first chapter. You don't slay the dragon in the prologue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's 2 more long movies to come after this, and we're already seeing the villain. I mean, this is supposed to be when the villain basically mushroom stamps this chick and says, like, nah, you ain't gonna beat me, and she's supposed to, like, I don't know, just barely get away with her life. But, I was just grabbing onto my seat, like, what is happening? The rest of it, though, I loved it. I loved the rest of the movie for the most part. And I watched it probably 4 or 5 times in the theater. I had to keep going back. I loved it.
Mm.
Anyways, I'll stop talking. What about you guys? What did you think?
You gonna go first, Tyler, or you want me to?
Yeah, you can go first, man.
So, at this time, I was only 14. I was more into Star Wars just because it was Star Wars. It was just something that ate at my heart. But
Yeah.
later on, definitely, I learned more about the political side of Star Wars around the time I met you, and it just kind of helped me actually see like flaws, and just like, and I'm not
Quick
saying
question.
just in what.
When you say the politics of Star Wars, do you mean behind the scenes in the
Yes.
filmmaking industry?
Yes.
Or did you mean like the politics within the universe?
All of the above.
All of okay, 'cause
Yeah.
they're very different.
Yeah. So, what I meant by it for that is into the behind the scenes and more in depth into the story.
Maybe the agendas that were behind, the
Yeah.
filmmaking. Okay, I got you.
But when I first saw it, I absolutely fucking loved it. I mean, well, no, wait. What? It came out 15 or 16?
2015 December.
Okay, so I was 15, about to be 16.
Yep.
So I honestly loved it. I was super hyped about the movie coming out, but I was the same way with The Rise of Skywalker when I went to go see it with you, Luke. But then as we watched it again, I was like, this movie is shit. So the first time I watched it, I fucking loved it. But after watching it a bunch of times, I'm like, wow, this is a bit of a joke.
God, it's bad.
Doesn't really make sense. But yeah, after the first time, I loved it.
Tyler?
I'm sorry. Admittedly, my initial reaction to after watching Episode 7, The Force Awakens, I was sort of like in a state of like, okay, not bad, but ultimately, bleh. Like, because I was already like, already had stuck my fingies into the lore of like Star Wars at the time, and like a lot of stuff already didn't make sense to me as I was watching it. Like, because like I said, I was into like the whole thing of like lightsaber combat, studying about like what the Force was and how it works. Like even the stupid stuff like midichlorians and all that shit.
Yeah, man, I got you.
DM count.
Like, yeah, and it was like the way that they tried to scale up Rey to be able to go against, the big bad.
Heir of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Did you say
Vader
the Bollywood Darth Vader?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, well, I was like afraid. I was kind of afraid, but I was excited at the same time. Like, maybe there's gonna be something good that comes out of this.
Yeah.
Oh boy, was I wrong.
Oh my God, man, I know. Okay.
I was just trying to hold on to Star Wars.
You know what, man? That's the best I've heard it worded ever. You're just trying to hold on to Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to love it. You want to love it. Absolutely. After this is when I really just absolutely fell in that rabbit hole of ancient Sith lore and the philosophy of the rule of two, right? And the ancient Sith and what the Bane Order was trying to accomplish, and how Sidious and Vader were the culmination of everything the Sith had ever tried to accomplish. And they did. They were successful. It was so awesome. So these theories of who is Snoke, right? People thought he was Plagueis, and some morons pronounce it Plagius. It's fucking Plagueis, bro. But anyway, all these just wacko theories, and I just ate them all up. You know, I didn't necessarily think any of them were true, but I was just fascinated because I was learning about more, well, books that I had never read and video games that I had never played and these things that I didn't know about Star Wars. But you've got to keep in mind, it's not canon anymore. Disney retconned all of it. They call it Legends now. It's no longer the expanded universe. This is, as far as they're concerned, fan fiction.
Yeah.
Right? But no one saw it like that at the time, because the only thing to this new canon, or the Disney canon, I call it now, was just the movie. It was just The Force Awakens, and you could still work it in there. Jason and Jaina Solo, all the stuff.
I fucking wish they went that way.
I do too. Well, we all thought that's what they were going to do. We all thought they were going to, you know, make their own version of Heir to the Empire, right? I think it definitely had potential. What was your first moment while watching this movie when you, Tyler, when you said it was just blah? Like, what was the initial, I don't know if I'm liking this so far. Do you know? It's kind of a very specific question, but
it was more or less the focus on the attention shift that they had with Rey.
yeah.
Sorry, hold on, let me compose myself. When it was the fight scene with Finn and Kylo and Rey, you know, in that forest area and Starkiller Base, I believe, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was Starkiller Base, and which I believe, if I remember correctly, was really close to the end of the movie. It was, like I said, the whole thing of like how like lightsaber combat and the Force works in people that we had seen previously in the other movies. It's like, yeah, you can be naturally talented or gifted in the Force, but that doesn't make you a fucking prodigy. Like,
right.
That just makes you just like super powerful instantly. You're no one is like what was his name? I forgot. I'm gonna get sidetracked if I go on that. But
good.
It was how they handled the fight scene between Kylo Ren and Rey. I was kind of pissed about it.
Well, dude, when you see him freeze a freaking blaster bolt in midair, you know,
in the first 2 minutes of the film.
You already have, in the first, you already have this high expectation of what the bad guy's gonna do. Like we
dude,
hadn't seen that in the movie series.
So
this guy was supposed to go toe to toe with Darth Vader, like in power. We thought he was, I mean, absolutely unstoppable, and that's how they painted him. And that it was chilling to see at first. It was awesome. But
so, other than plot armor for this fucking film, the only thing I can actually think of that she could even beat him is because she's so bad. Think about it. Think of the duels we've had with shitty duelists, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to duel them because they don't know anything.
So you're saying because she had no formal training and
it threw him off.
And so she's just swinging.
Unpredictability.
Yes, exactly.
But to counter that,
he has the Force. So
look at his style. It's like a broadsword. He is overpowering in offense. So he wasn't a trained Coruscant era Jedi. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't.
You can even see, though, he was still trained by Luke Skywalker at that point in time, which we thought Luke Skywalker
was God.
Was basically the most powerful Jedi in existence.
Well,
at that time.
I never felt that way, though. I never felt that way.
Yeah,
you know why I didn't think that?
Yeah, but like if you read the sorry, you're saying.
Well, yeah, no, exactly what you were about to say. That's the thing, is I never read the expanded universe. I only know what I saw in Return of the Jedi. The dude was mostly self-taught. He only had limited training from Yoda and Obi-Wan, and then especially when you compare it to the prequel era Jedi when they're in their golden age. Luke wasn't this master duelist and the most powerful Jedi ever.
He was. I don't even think he was that good at lightsabers dueling.
Right. It was more so his faith, and he knew what he believed in. His certainty that my father is not evil. This is a good man who has been wronged, and I can save him. And he did. It was a compassionate. But only Luke could do that because of their connection. Is what I thought.
Which, speaking of that, that goes into another thing that I was so confused about, and I still am. Okay. One of the things Kylo says is he'll finish what his grandfather started.
Yeah, they never touched on that.
What does his grandfather start? He ended what he started.
Right. It was vague. They didn't know what it means when they made the movie. And I guess we're just going to pretend that it was never in.
Maybe they thought that in the time that they were thinking, maybe that Kylo Ren was going to pick up the mantle of being the, basically the enforcer of
order.
Little fucking,
so,
the enforcer of the order. You know, like how Darth Vader was. He saw himself as an enforcer, I guess. I don't know.
Well, the only thing I ever saw, some sort of explanation at all, as to what that could have meant was, are you guys both familiar with the prophecy of the Sithari?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
So, to fill you in, the prophecy of the Sithari, this is the Sith chosen one, basically. They have their own chosen one. The Sithari they're all powerful, okay? And the thing is, they will recognize the flaws in the current Sith Order, and
yo, what's up, guys? BigMass33 here. So this is pretty much part one of this podcast. I'm wanting to upload another here in a couple days, or the second part here in a couple days. We'll see. But pretty much that's all I've got for you. If you'd like it, please give us a thumbs up. If you want more, please subscribe. And hit the bell so you know when we post. I think that's it. Like, comment, subscribe.